Today I'm hiking the Schächental Valley. Here in Switzerland, it's Swiss cheese trails. Welcome to another hike. The Schächental Valley starts here or ends here, depending on which direction you're going. For me, it's starting here. This is Klausen Pass. We are 2,000 meters up. And this straight ahead is the Schächental Valley. And this valley is actually pretty darn famous for the setup of Switzerland. That's because William Tell was born in the valley. This valley also contains a couple of Instagram love postcards. There's a waterfall, the Stoibel Falls. That's further down. We're gonna get some good pictures of that. And there's this windy road here, and I believe there's this hotel that's cut in the middle of a windy road. We'll find out. Before we start, I want to spin around. So there's kind of a neat story of, we're in the canton of Uri, which is one of the first cantons in the Swiss Confederate, if not the first canton, and Glarus, which is straight in front of me here. So the story goes that in 1300, now a lot of things happened on this tour in the 1300s. William Tell, his big apple shoot was in 1307. And I guess by 1311 or 1312, something like that, the borders were being fought over between Glarus and Uri. So the two cantons got together and said, all right, here's how we're going to settle where the border is, because normally the border would be right here, but we're in Uri, and Glarus is actually pretty much as far away as you can see in the valley there. So what happened was, the agreement was at the first cock crow, the first rooster call in the morning, a runner would set off from Altdorf, which is the other end of the valley, the beginning of this valley, and run this way for Uri, and another runner would start in Lintal, and wherever they met, that was going to be the site of the border. So the Glarus people fed their rooster in the hopes that the rooster would be kind to them and give them an early start, and the Uri people didn't feed their rooster thinking that the rooster would be hungry and wake up earlier. Well, it turns out the Uri, as legend has it, the Uri rooster woke up early, and the Uri runner was able to run all the way from Altdorf up here and all the way down where that first meadowy area, plateauy area, ends, before the Glarus rooster, which slept in late, before the Glarus runner could get there. So obviously that the Glarus people said, you know, please, please, please have mercy. And so the Uri runner said, all right, I'll tell you what, you carry me back uphill, and wherever you stop carrying me, that's where the border's going to be. And apparently the runner carried him, you know, to that point, and then fell dead. That's the story. Now, to be honest with you, that bus that just passed by, it takes an hour to get from here down to Altdorf, or Altdorf back up here, and it takes 45 minutes to get down to Lintal. So we're talking, that's a bus with a paved road, and I think they're down at 750 meters, something like that. We're at 2,000 here. So the idea that somebody could run, you know, for half a day or longer, and you know, the rooster on the other side wouldn't wake up. But that's how legends are made. And sure enough, the Uri border is with Glarus is way down there. So that's the quick and easy story. And I tell you, the bus driver must have told that story in German on the bus, because there were a number of laughs that occurred as he was describing, as we were at the actual border. So that was kind of cool. So this is the Klausen Pass Chapel, and we'll go inside and then we'll keep going. We don't often come in here. This is a pretty neat chapel. Look at that. I love these chapels. Oh, jeez. There's bees all over the place here, and they're very friendly. So I'm getting a little startled. The alpine floral is just gorgeous up here. You know, download a good version because the grass it's really not grass. I mean, there's a couple of strands of grass popping through, but there's a bigger green leaf and then a smaller green that looks more like an herb, a flowering herb. And then there's a third leaf type. It's pretty neat. I'm hoping to get some Alp Casa. I saw on the bus on the way up here that there were a bunch of Alp Casa, little farms selling cheese. And so I'm hoping to get some of that. This is National Route number 1, Section 6. So I'm really dying to do National Route number 1. I'm hoping to get a sponsor for it. It's a summertime only route. We are at 2,000 meters. You know, I just finished walking across the country on the Swiss Alpine Panorama Trail, and that was on the foothills. So this is, by the way, this is the Glarner Alps here. So we're in the center of Switzerland, straight kind of south of Zurich. And if you look, in fact, straight south from Zurich down the Lake Zurich, you see the Alps, and the biggest Alp is actually a curtain of mountains. That's these. I'm actually behind that curtain of mountains, and you can see up here there's some whitecaps, but way up in the right where I'm pointing there, that looks more like a glacier. So you know, these are pretty high, but at this point we're 2,000 meters. The highest point of the Swiss Alpine Panorama Trail was Mount Napf, and that was 1,500 meters. Most of the sections I could hike on the Swiss Alpine Trail year-round. There with a handful of just a couple that I couldn't. On the route, National Route 1, which goes, you know, much higher altitude, and you're right in the middle of the Alps, there is no way you can't. I mean, it's just not really possible to do it in the wintertime. So this is a summertime only. You kind of have to start and finish. Not really a good day section hike. You could probably do 2 sections or 3 sections at a time. You could probably do weekends, but you're gonna have to be staying in some huts or some hotels. All right, so route number 1 goes down here, and that's what I'm gonna follow. We're gonna get down to where the cliffs are. We're gonna look over at the waterfall, and then we're gonna keep going. And eventually we'll get down to Altdorf, and then be looking north toward Flüelen and the very bottom of Lake Lucerne, which is a very good story on William Tell. I told you that we're going to have a lot of history on this section, on this hike. Stay tuned, watch all the different videos, because each one has its own story, and they're pretty neat in terms of how Switzerland really kind of came to be. Hopefully I get down to Altdorf. I came in through Glarus, and I'm leaving through Uri, which you can do. And it's just about the same amount of time out of Zurich. So that's the plan. And when I get down to Altdorf, there is a statue of William Tell, and that supposedly is where the apple shoot took place. And I'll have that story probably twice, depending on if I make it to the statue or not. So here we go. Boy, look at this grasses here. And the biking, you know, we're going to see a lot of bikers. So the biking is crazy. I mean, this is a different kind of athlete that's doing this, that are biking. Because this is, I mean, this is hairpin turns. If you're a motorcycler, by the way, this is like the best in the world. In fact, this is very well known and has a strong world reputation for being one of those great motorcycle routes with hairpin turns going up and down. And that's here. That's this. I'm just so excited. Right in the middle of the Alps. Here we go.